and welcome. Today I'm going to talk to you about working with the energy of the full moon for your own healing, basically to get out of your own way. So I'm going to talk to you about what to work on with the full moon. I'm going to give you a super easy tool, and then I'm going to give you a little bit more of like an extra tool, just something I do in my living room. Okay, so what can we work on with the full moon? Two of the great things to work with at the full moon are the energies of release and reveal. So you want to think of it as the moon is overflowing. We can release right now. So we can release what's not serving us. We can release blocks out of our space. We can release stuck emotions and reveal. It's going to shine the light on what we need to know. So we can tap into really deep intuition or supercharge our intuition for those that are more sensitive. So what guidance needs to be revealed to you to take the next steps to get out of your own way? So that's what we're working with this full moon cycle. Now, a super easy way to do it is just, if you're in a place like San Diego that's beautiful, step outside on your front steps at night, look up at the full moon, which is here tomorrow, and just really imagine absorbing that energy, kind of like you would breathe in any beautiful view in nature. That's what you're gonna do. Let it wash over you, and just holding the intention in your heart that you're available and open to letting those things bubble up, that intuition come up, of your blind spots, what you don't know, what's deep seated in you that you can release now, that you're ready to let go of, and what guidance can be yours. I like to tell people too that I don't usually, when I'm doing those type of meditations or mindfulness or energy work, I don't usually receive the guidance right then. I'll often receive it a little bit later in the day or in the week. And just to note, with the energy of the full moon, you can work with it on the day of the full moon, but the energy also is just about as strong a couple days before and after. So if you miss the exact day of the full moon, you still can work with it, a couple days before and after. Okay, so now I'm gonna get a little bit extra. Welcome to my living room. I'm just lucky enough to have this little alcove space, but you could do this on a shelf, on a table, in the corner, somewhere that's safe from kids and pets, obviously. Okay, but this is my living room. So the full moon is about the divine feminine, which is not masculine or feminine in the way that we think of it in our physical bodies. So both male and female humans have access to that divine feminine energy. So I'm working with a giant pink rose quartz and a beautiful amethyst. For me, the amethyst is the purple, which is the crown chakra, or letting in that divine guidance. And the rose quartz is that divine feminine energy. It's just soft, it's nice in the space. It brings the guidance in a more gentle way. Okay, so this is just a basic rose water spray. You can get it anywhere. You can make it yourself. Just boil some rose petals and strain the water. Okay, so that for me is just how I'm opening the space. I'm also going to, this is a rosemary sprig. We have a beautiful rosemary plant outside, so I just dried some, tied it up, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of you don't have to use smoke if you don't want. You could make a spray like we talked about before, or you could just use sound to clear the space or set the tone, whatever you'd like to do. But rosemary is one of those herbs that brings things to the light. So it's a purifier. It just really clears the space, clears the energy, and it's a strong, powerful, like it's gonna bring this guidance in strong for us. So I've also got, these are some clear quartz points. I've got 4, and I'm just gonna put them in a square. There's no real rules to this. You just kind of do what feels right to you, what resonates with you. I like to call it in the 4 corners, north, south, east, and west, just saying I'm open to guidance from every direction, from any way it can come to me. I am open. And as I'm setting the space and working with the stones and all the things we're gonna do, I am being in a space of gratitude, being in a space of humility, as in, I don't know what's blocking me. I don't know what I'm in resistance to. I don't know what is, what I'm missing or where I'm unconsciously getting in my own way. I'm totally open to guidance about that. And just really from any direction in a very humble way. And I'm also being in a space of gratitude. So that's kind of where you want to be mentally when you're doing this. This is a rose quartz point, and the points just direct the energy up, but you don't need these specific stones. I'm a bit of a stone nerd, so I just tend to have a lot. These are just some clear quartz little stones. You could also keep one in your pocket just to be a touchstone to remember this energy that you're working on for these couple days, or you can use them all for your space. I'm just gonna fill this in and kind of make a little circle. Circle, full moon, full circle, coming into full open understanding in my space. So I've just got enough to kind of fill that in and go around that way. And that's what I'm gonna do. Now I like to use candles as well, just because I feel like it really illuminates the situation, which is what we want to do. It brings in more of that fiery, strong, clear energy. Like we really just want to release and clear out whatever I might be stuck on. And it could be something as simple as a fear that I had a long time ago that is, because I'm trying a lot of new things, it's getting in my space and making me question myself or have self-doubt. It could be as simple as that. And the guidance could be just to do extra affirmations. It can be very simple or very complex depending on what you're working with in your space. Now I'm going to use an orange candle for this. Orange is the color of spiritual healing. So we've got the yellow, which is divine wisdom, mixed with the red, which is that life force energy, that strength that we have on earth. I would light these. This lighter's funny. Okay, so I'm going to light them after, which is normally what I would do. I would light them, afterwards. I've also got this Lady of Guadalupe or Divine Mary. I just like that energy. I love working with the Mary Magdalene, as some of you may know, but you don't have to have a religiously affiliated candle. You can have, a pink colored candle. You could have white candles. You don't have to have any candles at all. There aren't a lot of rules for this. It's just whatever feels good to you. So I would kind of line these up, and then white is just that pure white light that, you could think of that overflowing wisdom and light of the moon. You could think of that divine guidance that we want. We don't want it tainted in any way, meaning like by my own ego. I don't want to not be open to certain information because it might hurt my own feelings. I'm totally open. So shine that white light down on this situation and bring in that guidance that I need is the intention here. So I would just set those around. Again, you want to make sure that this is a fireplace, so it's a safe space to be putting candles, but you just make sure fire safety. We're all adults here, hopefully. And then I've got this little, it's just kind of like a mini amethyst. So as I work this space, I might kind of keep this at my desk or somewhere else just to be a reminder and just to, sometimes if something just sparks our awareness, and then we are quickly open for that guidance, and it can come in at any time. So I do like to keep a couple things around me just in my day-to-day space. So I might set it here while I'm working the energy. Okay, so once I'm set, what I would do is similar to the simple meditation that we talked about. I would just, again, being in a space of humility, of gratitude, of openness, and in a space of assuredness that, what's meant for me is going to come to me, and also that I am open to really know where I may be consciously or unconsciously blocking myself and what energy I can move out is kind of the way we say it. So I would light the candles. I would do it. I'll probably work this. Today's the day before the full moon, so I'll work it today, tomorrow full moon, and maybe a day or two after. And then I might do something else fun. I like to do stuff with stones. So I would light everything, and it's almost like I imagine creating a big bubble around myself in the space with my own energy. And then I'm not really asking or hoping or expecting guidance, like I said, during the meditation or during the prayer time, the gratitude time, whatever word resonates with you. It's more like I imagine holding that space open, and then I imagine that full moon just spilling its wisdom, its guidance, thick like honey, really just into my space, and I'm holding it open so that my whole space can be filled with just that connection, that wisdom, that activation of whatever I need to release. And then I'm just holding it open for the time of the meditation. It could be 60 seconds if that's what you've got. It could be 20 minutes, just whatever feels good for you. And then as I close down, I would just be in a space of gratitude again, blowing out all the candles, making sure everything is fire safe. And then I would go about my day. I would take whatever, touchstone that I'm going to take. And then I just would be mindful that I've asked for that guidance, and be mindful, because I've said it, that I'm open to any direction it wants to come from. Be mindful of synchronicities. Maybe you see a podcast about, holding on to pain from your childhood, and then you hear someone mention it in conversation, and then you see a book title about it. Well, that's your guidance. That's your nudge. You're holding on to something from your childhood. Maybe that is getting triggered by something you're going through now. Maybe you're trying to find a partner and you're still feeling triggered about your parents, divorce when you were a kid. It could be something like that. So really just, this can apply to any area of your life. You can do it for calling in the right relationships. You can do it for getting out of your way in business or in your own spiritual growth or just in your own family relationships. So you can really work this energy with any topic, but we're working the energy of what can we release, like what can we get out of our space and come to completion with, and what can be revealed to us, what can we know, what guidance can we have about getting out of our own way and taking our next steps forward. So if you guys like these kind of videos, please leave me a comment. You can ask questions, I'm happy to answer them. So I know if you want to continue to see this kind of content. But happy full moon, guys.